Personally, if I was GM for a team like, say, Golden Guardians, I wouldn't leave them to ruin.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Just saying.
Leave them to ruin?
In theory.
How many rings do you have, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Just genuinely curious.
How many?
Zero.
Rings.
Zero? That's crazy. I have 3, but you know.
How many LC titles?
0 as well. Cheers. Thanks, bro.
Hello, Zven.
Meteos.
Inero.
Inero.
Loki.
Full legal name.
Full government. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cloud9 Kia Forecast, episode 15. We're joined by Zven, Inero, and Thanatos right after a victory against DSG. As a reminder, even though Porty isn't with us anymore, Brazilian Portuguese subtitles will still be available. And please subscribe.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
He will be missed.
Anyway.
Kappa.
Anyway, you guys had your first best of 3 win today against the 8th seed.
Huge.
How was that?
Well, game 1 was good. Game 2, my fault.
You didn't like the draft?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
Did you like the draft?
No.
Did you like the draft?
I mean, I
Top
played
was fun.
Renekton versus Aatrox.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyways, ignoring the top part, we just cut that off. No. So,
Okay, well, let's start with game 1,
Mhm.
just to break it down.
No.
Game
Yeah.
1, it was pretty one-sided, but Thanatos, I'll start with you. You played Gwen into Vladimir. How was that matchup?
Brad win lane, Gwen win game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of Gwen matchups?
I've heard this before,
Yeah.
so I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
every matchup for Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a similar comp to what you guys played last week with like Gwen, Sedge, Corki,
Yeah.
some bot lane stuff.
Yeah, it's whatever ball in. Like,
Yeah. I think we said last week on here, we practiced that one a lot.
Yeah.
So they're clearly not watching.
Mhm.
You know, they just gave it to us game 1. Awesome. I
Yeah.
get to look good for one
Run it
game
back.
and then completely run it down the second one. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, yeah, I mean, game 1 there wasn't a whole lot that went on. You guys kind of just pulled head early,
Yeah.
managed to close it out.
yeah, the bot die was like so terrible for them.
Yeah.
They killed me. We call it killed the king when you kill the ADC and just whoever dies, right? But it's like not worth because they lost the crap bot and we got 2 kills back. So even though I died, I lost 1 wave. I pressed tab at some point. Blower got like the first 3 crabs and grubs. So he was like up 1 full level and I was like, yep, we just can't lose.
Did this
Mhm.
happen the first time we played them too? Wasn't there just like a completely botched dive and the game was just over?
No, I don't think so. We played
swear
Rakan
it
Corki the
was.
first time against them. I don't think anything happened that game. That was like a slow
Swear
AFK
something
game.
happened. Maybe. I'll go back and rewatch. I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
Cheers.
Keep us posted.
We'll do.
game 2 was a little bit more close.
Yeah.
Were you sweating it all that game?
Yeah.
Yeah. What made it hard?
I feel like we just can't fight. They have Sinzao, Leona, and they're just so OP.
Yeah, Neferi wants to fight early.
It's like Victor, Ezreal are like kind of like not useless, but we don't really have any chance to like, do anything. We have this just scale and give early game, but then we like misplayed and died a couple times, and it was just really hard to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't really have, our 4 DCS up Renekton involved
Yeah.
in any of the fights either where Neferi would want to do something.
Yeah,
so
I mean, there was this point in the game where like
wasn't the best.
we don't win 2-2 at Grubs, we don't win 3-3 at Grubs, and then they get mid prio and Ryze can ult top, which he did. We didn't die, but we lost like a whole wave and a half, and it's like we can't really like do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't get our top lane involved, so the game was just hard to play. We had to concede a lot in the game. Yeah,
Yeah. You played Lethal Tempo Ezreal that
Yeah.
game.
it's good with Braum.
It's a Braum thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was watching because I feel like I've seen Ezreal take like every keystone in
Yeah.
precision.
Yeah,
Maybe
besides
not fleet.
Yeah.
But like, how do you decide that? It's just your support matchup.
I
Like,
mean,
how
it's
much
like-
you can auto.
PTA is the strongest early game, does the most damage, but Lethal is good early game too, and it's
Mhm.
good with Braum, obviously, and going against Leona because you can hit him so much like,
Yeah.
in fist fights. So I thought this might be an early game fist fight, Sinzao, Leona, Braum, like we might get in there in fist fight. So I thought it scales worse than Conquer late game, but it's better than Lethal Tempo. I mean, better than PTA. Sorry. It's worse than Conquer late game, but it's better early game. So I thought
Okay.
like a little mix of both.
Yeah, kind of middle ground.
It scales better than
Good
PTA
Braum
as well. So
synergy.
it's like the middle thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. And you guys had a clever level 1 that game.
Yeah, the Nick Smith strategy. Find a
Yeah,
Inter.
because you were actually doing
Yeah.
an interview about it as it was going down,
Yeah.
and you said you didn't know that was going to happen.
Complete
no,
lie.
I knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't know if like the level 1 is
Is
why
gonna
we got to
work.
kill because I couldn't see it.
Okay.
And Kangas just tells me 47 seconds first blood. By the way, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't know what happened because I can't see it, but I assume it was our level 1.
Okay, so
It's like the old school strategy. You're top laner, mid laner runs bottom, try bush. Like, oh, they're winning, guys. And then someone
Yeah.
walks in. Oh, I'm gonna
just-
warden chickens then.
yeah.
And he was like,
The-
oh, surprise, bruh.
the dumbass check. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this guy will walk in here. He's stupid. He'll walk in and die.
Yeah.
And
It
Do
wasn't
you,
even.
do you think you guys would fall for that one if someone did it to you?
Byron would for sure fall for it. Yeah.
Bobber's walk again. and
But I
die.
wouldn't think. He wouldn't think for 1 second that this could be like sus. You
Someone would need to scream immediately, like, this is fake. Like, immediately.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or
what do
probably
you have
happens.
to like wait to make sure you see Braum or
Yeah.
enough people?
It's usually just like you don't see anyone showing anywhere else.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't know. Something's up. You like drop a ward when you're like running away or something too. Like, oh, you see more of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, that
Also,
makes
if
sense.
you just know a team does it, you're like,
It wasn't even that good for us either.
There we go.
I got a dagger.
Yeah.
We used 2 lashes for a dagger.
Dagger Ezreal?
Yeah, I mean, you get 300 gold. What should I buy? A glowing mode or a dagger?
Oh,
I
God.
can't buy shoes because I have free boots. So
Oh, that's...
I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah,
can't-
the first blood nerf's actually...
yeah, if I got tier, it was
Brutal.
GG on the
Yeah.
spot. Like, that would be so insane.
You
But
could sell D-Blade for tier.
yeah, it's not bad.
Actually, I think it'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, overall, were you guys surprised with how DSG played? Did they do better than you expected? You know, they beat TL last week.
Not really, to be honest. I mean, I guess the second game, at least, you know, they got a lead against us. But yeah, we kind of shit draft, ran it down early. Couldn't really do too much to get back in it either. They didn't really like run us over either. So I don't know. I don't think it was like a impressive game or anything, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys felt different in game, but
Right? The second game, even we are behind, I don't think we are losing
Yeah.
because they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
feel like.
We were talking about towers
Yeah.
for that game. It felt a bit scary when they got like 3 dragons. But then eventually they will int. I knew it.
yeah.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
happened. They like burned a bunch of ultis and then
They fought
like, took a
Atakan.
little
and got
4v5.
aced, I think, right? That's what happened. That's when they went downhill.
Was it that one? I know they did Baron and they got killed. That happened one
That was
time.
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
That was
the-
later.
There's a couple moments of just like they're doing something and they get it and they get killed.
Yeah, because there
Yeah.
was the fight. I mean, there were a couple like sketchy fights for you guys. There's the one like I think they made good use of Rise ult that game. Like they went on, they were picking on Loki a lot. He was like getting killed a bunch early.
Yeah.
Then I think there was a fight where like you and Loki died around blue buff.
Yeah, I was trying to help him. I
Was that the
should've-
one where they went Baron right after?
No. What happened is like we had a fist fight at Atakan where they got
Mhm.
aced, and all 5 people flashed, and we did 2. And then we went to their third Drake, and we had a really bad position. I think me and Loki are both
Yeah.
coming from the left side.
Yeah, it was
And I
really
got
rough.
chunk.
Yeah, no one's in front of us. Yeah, you got chunk before the fight, and like we should just give at that point. We can't win without Victor having a good like position in the fight. He will just get like engaged on by anything. I
Yeah.
think we should have given that one probably. I'm not sure, or maybe different position.
Yeah.
Definitely would need different position because
And
that was a
then
pretty impossible spot.
We should have
to
just
play.
given up Loki. I think once he gets ulted by Leona or whatever, someone engaged on him. I can't
Like
remember who.
Aatrox and Leona both just hit
They
him
rise
with
ulted on him, right?
the wombo combo.
Yeah,
over.
just give him. I think at that point.
Yeah, he
Just
had
all
everything
around.
thrown at once.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
That was like really bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was curious. What were you guys thinking in the game when they were doing that Baron? Like I think they did a dragon and then they like based and hex skated directly to Baron and kind of rushed it. And you guys weren't really set up to stop it, but you won the fight really hard afterwards. Did you think that would happen? Did you expect that, or were you like kind of worried when they were doing Baron?
I mean, I know the timers for us coming back were like kind of close, so I don't know. I was kind of already, I won't lie, on my laptop preparing for the next game just in case. So that way, like,
Really?
Yo.
it was just in case, Like I
Just
don't want you
in
guys to come back
case.
and be like, I haven't looked at any of the draft stuff, by the way. My fault. Thought we would just win. So I wasn't too focused, but I knew we were going to be up, so we'd probably get like 1 or 2 on the way out.
We call it exit frags. Like you gave the objective, but you fight afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah, I mean, it was a little weird. Like they played it kind of weird too, right? Like Rise and Leona left the pit,
Yeah.
so they weren't really able to fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just kind of low. I won't lie. Like some of the sequences that happened after fights were kind of bad
Yeah.
overall. Like, yeah.
Well, A win's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
We take those.
you take those.
Kind of.
Yeah. I guess going into some of the other games this weekend, FlyQuest 201 over 100 Thieves.
Dude, that first game, I can't believe they won.
Yeah,
Down 6 grubs, 2 drakes, 2,000 gold. Just win.
Yeah. I mean, they asked Inspired about it, and they were asking, you know, like, what are you going to call the 100 Thieves 20-minute throw? And he said, like, they have to come up with the name because they're the ones always doing it.
bit tragic.
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
Wow.
Wow.
Thieves. They always do it.
So, what do you guys think about that? Because there's a lot of discussion about, you know, are 100 Thieves frauds?
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
they're very inconsistent. Where I think what's weird is they have some super high highs, like finishing first in the regular season in Split 1, but they also have games where like they just look completely lost, losing fights repeatedly, and just like exploding. So, what do you think, Thanatos? 100 Thieves.
I'm not sure about them because sometimes they're good, sometimes they're so bad. These days in Scream, I think FlyQuest is one of the best team so far into Scream, and 100 is so low these days. So yeah, they are doing bad these days.
What is it about them that makes them low? Are they just trolling, bad fighting?
We always say the only thing they can do is fight.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're like not in a good position to fight because of whatever reason, like TP disadvantage or someone's low, no flash someone, they'll still fight.
Okay,
Yeah, they were there to fist fight.
They don't really
always.
think much about it. They just fight.
I see.
So it's like, yeah.
Okay,
The way they lost this, the first game was like taking a bad fight when Fly had numbers advantage, and then they gave up their shutdown on Pantheon. It was like disaster.
yeah.
And second game, they're just like, oh, we're behind, so let's keep fighting. Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, that does.
That's why they're fraudulent, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense when you watch their games. Like,
Yeah.
I always have said, you know, they never have a boring game.
Yeah,
All their games are very
yeah.
exciting, but
Never concede anything. Never play for like some sort of item spike. Just let's go fight.
Mhm. Okay.
If we lose, we lose. Respect.
So, how would you rank them then? Is 100 Thieves still top 4?
Yeah, I think so.
You say respect, but also they're frauds.
I mean, yeah, I respect the gameplay, but still fraudulent, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, I think top 4,
They're still top 4.
maybe 5.
Because I think they're
Really,
better than-
top 5? Would Lion be ahead of them?
I mean, on a bad day, they can lose the Lion.
Okay,
On a good day, they can beat Teal. You know what I'm saying?
I see. So, what would you say? Like,
I'll say top 4.
them and
I'll say 4.
would you put them above or below TL?
Honestly, like they can share. Teal is like, I don't know.
And
Yeah.
Tail, it just depends when.
They're
Like, I don't
weird.
know.
Yeah, it's like
Very odd.
like Teal versus LYON. LYON was like 0-6 the first game and he won.
Yeah,
And he was into next game too on Calista with BT first. I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
dude.
Impact gets solo
What was?
killed, comes back afterwards.
What do you think about the Xerath pick? Because that was one where like I was co-streaming with Doubles and Sneaky, and I am the biggest Xerath hater. I think he's got to be like, if you rank all the champions, I think he's like bottom 10 champs in the game.
I don't think it's that bad, but I'm not.
Who's worse? Who's the worst champ?
I mean, shit like Ramus or like Evelyn or like like
They're pretty
Talon,
bad too.
Talon, like this kind of Kalarina,
Yeah. Okay.
Echo.
That's
like,
fair.
This kind of shit. There's four champs out there I haven't even seen in years. That I
Mhm.
can't remember exist still.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like not great because it's hard to play with Seraph.
Yeah.
He's like a bad side laner and stuff. But some people play versus Asir in scrims as well. Some teams are playing it. Seems not too bad, but it's like I don't know.
It seems like one of those picks where it's really annoying to lane against him, so people don't like
Yeah.
the matchup, but then he gets shuffled and killed repeatedly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's like if
You have Azir.
one bad thing happens, it's really bad because
Yeah.
you can't leave him be alone anywhere, and he dies to everything if he's immobile, right? If he's no
Mhm.
flash. Oh, thanks Leona ult. Oh, Jarvan. Oh, Rumble ult. Anything can kill him. So it's like you
Yeah.
gotta be winning early game to play it. But yeah, I think I wouldn't want to play a champ like that in a low elo series
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a game where there's a bunch of fist fighting, like
where bad things
that's
happen.
gonna feel like shit.
like a non-controlled game.
Yeah.
if it's a slow game, it's like chilling.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying because it's just throwing shit at you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanatos, what do you think about LYON so far? Because you mentioned a couple weeks ago that Saint doesn't always have the best mental. Do you think he's getting a little bit tilted because they're losing?
I mean, looks like. Because when season was start, Saint was good player, right? Like he got a lot of MVP and he played well. But these days, kinda he looks like doesn't trust team, and then he tried to make more play, like too much.
Yeah.
So he ain't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Looks
makes
like.
sense.
I don't know. I don't really know because I'm not LYON player.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like the contrast in that team from their first 3 games where they actually looked good. Like they were aggressive. They were
played all the worst teams, right?
Yeah, I mean their schedule was easy, but even so, it's like their wins were like pretty dominant.
Good. I remember.
Yeah, like they were hard winning, but yeah, you think they're tilted?
No, I just think that they just don't have the firepower to be like top half, you know.
Okay.
So like I thought Henna was good in the first split. Everyone else thought I was like capping, but I think he's not bad. I think Saint was 1v9 in the first split as well. Still kind of is, to be honest. But they just have they just lack some sort of firepower outside of Saint carrying, I feel like. I don't think their team has very much cohesion either.
Yeah. Language barrier and whatnot.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's easy.
Yeah.
What the setup they have. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird mix of players.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
it definitely is.
No glue in this team, you know?
I could see that. Did you like Jan's Kalista build in game 2?
I was mind blown. we were scrimming.
The BT.
We were scrimming, and I alt-tabbed. I saw a BF sword, a pickaxe, and a Vamp Scepter. I was like, oh, it's playing MF. Looked to my right, I said, what the fuck is my Kalista? And then I'm seeing like tier 1 boots Kalista with no attack speed at all. Like just fucking BT. I was like, damn. I understand against Lucian you want to have lifesteal because his whole thing is like E, poke you, run away. But I mean, Blade has lifesteal on it. You can just buy Blade and then BT. Like I can get behind it. Or like Blade, Vamp Scepter. But like BT?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was pretty custom.
I mean, some people do
rather unique.
Like BT on Corki first, you know? You've seen the builds and like
Yeah.
MF or something like that. Draven. It makes sense. They have high 80 scalings. Spells do damage.
Yeah.
Kalista does not have anything that does damage like that, you know? So I was like, damn. He was really interesting in the first game too. I actually watched the game yet because we were screaming while it was happening. But I just alt-tab once in a while when I'm dead or something. I'm out of base. I'm like, whoa, this guy's 0-6. Oh, they're winning.
It wasn't the greatest series. We had.
I think
there were a couple situations where Impact was playing Renekton into Aatrox. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw he got solo killed 2 times.
Yeah, both times he was forcing it too. Like he just ran to Aatrox and died.
I mean, the first one was kind of close. I think Rico's played well, but second one I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty unlucky.
He still carried the game, right? He was like 7 kills at the end.
Yeah. He ended up doing pretty well overall, but his deaths were pretty unlucky.
I remember that the first death, there was like a graphic on the screen showing the worst split ever, ?
Yeah.
For Impact, and he's getting solo killed same time.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, oh, that's great.
Well,
timing.
yeah, because it was rough because they just Umpty just ganked Licorice, blew his flash. Licorice has to crash his wave. Impact tries to deny it and then just dies. And I don't know.
Pathetic.
That'd feel pretty bad if you're Umpty. Just like, wow, I ganked for this guy. Nice. That brings us to the last game, which just finished right before this.
Oh my god!
The banger series of Shopify versus Dig.
Back-to-back 45-minute games.
Yeah, they show the graphic on stream. They now have the first, second, and third longest game of the split.
Those 2 teams?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Are
think
those 2 teams?
it's them versus each other for each one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pathetic.
Yeah,
Pathetic. Yeah, I mean,
tragic.
any thoughts on that? Any takeaways? Anything you could learn from that?
Yeah, I mean, what not to do?
Okay.
Awesome.
There's a lot of very questionable things happening, like the fudge double Sonias when he's walking on base. Cringe.
Yeah.
Some builds Six going Sonya second item, then Def Cap. Aim is like full MR, no void staff. Bars going on
Based.
hit.
Yeah.
Then never attacking anything. Never hit anything in team fights.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Just, ooh, you know, like.
Yeah, it was like it looked like Shopify was, playing well. When I was watching the games at first, I was like, yeah, Shopify I think's a level above like Dig and DSG.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there was the fudge, like misclicks his Seekers. Then 5 minutes later, misclicks his Zonias, and I was just hate watching from then on out. Like I could not.
You're done.
focus.
You had enough.
I was done. Like, I like fudge, but I could not.
We used to be a
root for him
serious
there.
region.
When?
We used to be serious.
When was that?
Yeah. Also curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
it happens. It
Yeah.
happens. Next, we have some QA. First question. Throw this one to you, Nick.
God.
Is there something another player, coach, or content creator has done where you went, if I'm ever in that position, I'd never do that?
Great question. Let me think. If I'm ever in that position, I'd never do that. God, I don't know. What has a player done that's cringe, or a coach done that's
And
cringe?
Okay, well, I don't know if you were on EchoFox for this, but Doubleless was telling us a story this weekend of this player named Swifty on EchoFox,
Oh,
where
yeah, I was
who
there for
stole
that.
the PCs.
he,
the computer thief. Yeah,
he stole the graphics cards from
Yeah.
all the PCs and then left.
yeah. During the EchoFox boot camp,
Yeah,
the FBC one, he was an attendant for. Yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
yeah. If I was ever in the position where I was invited to an event where I didn't have to pay for anything, I probably wouldn't steal parts from computers. I don't remember if that's what happened. I don't remember the details behind it, but I remember there was some weird shit. And it's just like, huh?
Personally, if I was GM for a team like
Yeah,
say
probably
Golden Guardians, I wouldn't lead them to ruin.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Just saying.
Leave them to ruin?
In theory.
How many rings do you have, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Just genuinely curious.
How many? Let's see the
Zero.
rings.
Zero? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I have 3, but who's
How many
counting?
LCS titles?
0 as well. Cheers. Thanks, bro. Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
IMT and GGS. Let the ruin by next move.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Blew them up.
Glad we agree.
C9 is next.
C9 is next. I mean, if you look at it,
It's going down a lot already.
High went on somewhere else.
Yeah.
Porty's out here
Meteos.
now. RIP.
Yeah.
Wait, High left?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
You're just hearing this for the first time?
Yeah, I'm just hearing this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
His last day was Friday?
Like 2 weeks ago?
Or last Friday?
I thought it was 2 weeks ago, no?
Last Friday? I can't remember, bro.
Yeah. I don't remember what he's doing now, but, he's got something else going on.
On to
but-
bigger things.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
so I've joined and
Everyone's leaving.
2 are
Yeah.
gone. Cheers.
Anyways.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, you got anything, Thanatos?
Not really.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Smart.
Yeah, this guy's going to hate our answers to this question. Sorry, bro. This just feels like a big question to get you to flame someone that you
Yeah.
that's their public.
Yeah, just try to
That-
keep it kind of vague.
that
I've
will
got
get you
one.
in trouble. Okay.
Okay. One thing that a coach did to me that I would certainly never do was, I won't say what team it was, but there was one year where we had a pretty rough day of scrims, and I had a particularly bad game. And our coach spent like 30 minutes of review just basically yelling at me for it, and I was just sitting there tanking it. And then afterwards, when we were going to our next game, I was like, I went up to him and I said, hey, I don't appreciate you just like spending the entire review just flaming me. And then he canceled our scrims midday with the other team to go and have like another 3-hour yelling at me session.
Respect.
Based.
Yeah, so I don't think I would do that. I don't think it was particularly helpful to anyone involved.
Was
You
it
didn't
Brawley?
feel better?
I can't say who it was.
So it was Brawley.
I really shouldn't say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you didn't improve from that?
Nice coach.
Maybe I learned not to do that in case I ever thought maybe that was a good idea.
Maybe that was the lesson.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe.
that was the lesson the whole time.
It could have been.
Never know.
Cool. Nice story. The good old days.
Yeah.
That was
The good
great
old days.
days.
The glory days.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that? Who else got one?
Uh,
It could be something like cringe you saw someone else do, and you're like, oh, I would never do
Why are you looking at me?
I'm thinking.
I did mine.
I'm thinking.
I talked the whole time through that question. I'm good. I didn't say anything, but I talked.
네. 네? 저 코치나 플레이어냐 컨텐츠 크리에이터일 때 이제 너라면 절대 안 할 것 같은 거. 네.
I can't really think of anything. I don't know.
No, Thanatos
hard.
is. If I was in Nick Smith's position, I would never draft this matchup ever. I would never pick this champion
Yeah.
ever. And I can't believe he did this to me.
Yeah, I
I like
hope
that one.
I hope never do again the virus gene and something.
Yeah.
Rumble Galio, Mars, Jin.
Yeah.
We can't type them. They
You can't
can one-shot
win
me, and I can't one.
It looked awesome. The first three, it looked amazing. I was
And
like,
we almost
wow,
won too.
this is another good one by me. Well done. After the game, gun to my head. Nick Smith, what have you done to us? I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good. Let's see. For the second one is for those who may not know what goes into a good draft. What are the most important things to focus on? We kind of talked on this earlier,
Yeah.
but it says what's an example of a bad draft that happened recently and what was wrong with it.
Well, I don't know anything about good drafts, so Zven, do you want to take this one?
Okay. Rule number 1: we cannot have 3 losing lanes.
Okay.
That's a
Alright.
problem.
Okay.
Ideally,
Taking notes.
someone in the team has some sort of tank, so you don't get one shot every team fight. Someone can, walk into a bush,
Yeah.
take a
Blue.
ward,
Yeah.
and you have someone who has engage.
Mhm.
Something. If you don't have any engage, then you must outrange. So if you're both outranged and you have no engage, you can't win.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you
That's
rate?
sort of like the idea.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that. There are some people who are a fan of like these no frontline comps, like T1 drafts. I don't remember
Yeah.
what year it was, but there was this year where T1 would consistently draft stuff that I thought looked so bad. It would be like
Yeah.
0 CC, 0 engage, no frontline, and they would just win any game.
Yeah. The golden rule is if you win 3 lanes, it's always fine. Draft whatever you want.
Okay, so it's
That's
having
why,
winning matchups.
You know how teams like love to play like, Jace top with, Elise jungle or something?
Yeah,
And then you can dive top, bro. Then they don't, and then you lose.
yeah.
Awesome.
That's why you don't play T1 comps in LCS or LTA.
Yeah, because I would agree with that. When I look at it, I always feel like if you don't have a comp that can, do this front to back team fighting thing, you just shouldn't group for objectives. Like I remember there was I think it was one of the 100 Thieves games this weekend where they had like Bard Nefiri and then
Yeah, the
I think
second
like
game.
Nar Rise or something. And
Yeah,
so
and
in
then
my
Nef.
mind, I'm thinking, okay, you're just never grouping with this comp. You are just playing 1-3-1 the whole time, and you're just killing side lane with
Yeah.
Nefiri Bard. And, it's not the easiest way to play, but it's at least something you can do.
Yeah.
But every time I see this, something happens that causes the team to just group up
Yeah,
and
it's-
fight and lose.
It's just because like
Why do you think that is?
the meta game is just like grubs is too OP. That's why everyone's top at level 6 to fight grubs.
Yeah.
So if you can't fight grubs, you better have like some reason for why you're not fighting them. And you can't give both grubs because then you just lose your whole base. You give like 10 plates or something. So you can't just have to play like a standard, one guy has CC, one guy is strong early game, one guy has some sort of engage, and then you just trade, drop grubs and Drake usually. If you have to give everything, then you just lose. That's like 3 losing lanes, right?
Yeah, makes sense. You have any thoughts, Thanatos, on what makes a good draft?
In top perspective, if when sub timer, we cannot dive enemy top, and enemy bottom can dive me, it's unplayable for timely.
Yeah.
Then it's over.
GG?
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. We ran in one of those this week.
Yeah. It's like if blind loses, top end loses, they can mismatch lanes and we can't. And they also have prior everywhere. FF.
Yeah, FF.
Yeah.
Then GG.
It's like
Can't
you have like
play.
a Seri Rakan or something against Gala top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your top end's like, I don't know, Rumble maybe. And they have like Poppy jungle. FF.
Baros AD.
Yeah, chance that they push and win lane and then
I'm like hearing some things that I remember from this week.
yeah.
Where I was yelled at after the
Some
game.
screaming we had
And it's
maybe.
Like, this
when
guy,
this happened.
Nick, why did you
perhaps.
draft us this game? You're so disgusting. How could you do this? I remember that. Good
Yeah, I mean,
times.
either we win because we're the best players ever, or lose because we have bad drafts from Nick.
Okay.
I love life.
Yeah.
Every day is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I only had like a short taste of coaching when I was like doing the guest discussion with Doublelift's team, but
Yeah.
I already felt it.
was
It's
fun.
like, yeah, I would draft who I thought was a good team comp, and everyone's just like, oh, I have to play tank. Like,
So
oh,
horrible.
so bored. Then you give them what they want, and it's just like, our comp is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't envy
Awesome.
it. I don't envy it.
Yeah, no credit and all the blame.
Perfect.
It's fun. Oh, go-to karaoke
What is your
song.
go-to dance move in the club? Please demonstrate.
Yeah.
I
I know yours. Yours is like really obvious.
What, flossing?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't floss in the club though. I'm not.
Why not?
I'm not a weirdo.
That's good.
I only floss like in the student house.
He does this
What if it's
like
New
every
Year's?
game.
Like after we win in scrim, me and Phil, you know how people type GG and the game's over? It's never GG. It's always BG for someone, right?
Yeah.
So we say GG Kappa and we floss.
Okay.
It was like very simplified.
we-
But it's like screaming and then like
And
pushing their
sometimes
chair
like
out, standing up
sometimes
and
we're
doing
facing
it.
like a
immediately.
really good team, like FlyQuest, and they're like FFing like 6 minutes. We do the L dance.
Yeah.
Bozo.
We say elbows of FlyQuest, and
Yeah.
then that's all
That's
done.
good.
We
But I wouldn't do
spent
this in
half
a club,
of
you
our
know. I'm not a freak,
Fortnite dancing.
Okay.
I'm
Why
not-
not?
bro. Imagine you go to a club, right? Which I never do for what it's worth. And you see like, some guy like jumping around the L dance in the club. You think, what the fuck, freak, you know?
I don't know. I think he's having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, respect, but
Yeah.
yeah, and no, I'm good.
I thought you were gonna do that.
What in the club?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not that crazy.
Okay.
You'll do that? What's your dance moves in club?
I mean, I didn't go club.
Yeah.
I never go there.
Mm.
But if you
Nice.
did,
If I did, I don't know. No, my dancing is so noob. My DNA doesn't like dancing.
Yeah,
Mm.
same.
Unlucky.
yeah.
That's okay. You don't have to
I'll-
dance to be a
I'll
pro
carry
player.
us, guys. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll take over.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, man.
I think last time I was in a club was when we won LCS finals, like unironically. So that was like 23 spring. So 2 full years
You
ago.
just had to.
It wasn't even a
reference that.
club. Actually, it was against you. It
Yeah.
wasn't even on purpose. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
Actually, I was in a club too after we lost in 23.
You're in the
So-
club afterwards? Wasn't that the Bull bar or whatever?
No, that was in spring finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a club. Yeah.
Yeah, one wasn't really a club.
Yeah. That's the closest thing.
Good times. Almost like broke my face on that bull.
Yeah, I remember riding a bull.
Yeah. I was gone. Anyways,
Tough day at the office.
that was a great day. We're going to MSI. Golden Guardians in second place. Awesome. First year as GM.
And it's been
Great.
after. Anyways, Meteos.
Hell no.
Oh, yeah. What is your dance? move?
Hell no.
Meteos in the club.
Yeah, I would live at the club.
I could see you at the club.
We have a look ahead with Kia. Next week, you guys will be playing LYON Gaming.
Oh no.
It's
Shaking my
gonna
boots.
be Riot's pushing the Loki versus Saint narrative. They were both.
Yeah.
I don't know if would you call them rivals?
I would call it a hydrogen bomb
Korea.
against a coughing baby, personally.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, that's real here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Thanatos? When Loki and Saint played against each other in Korea.
I mean, when I play challengers, they are both are bench. Like,
Oh, really?
Rumor was starter, and Saint wasn't playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but Saint had been winning usually after I drop tier 2.
Okay.
Yeah. But Rookie has better team, so we're gonna win, probably.
That's
Okay.
True. I agree with that.
All right, so we're gonna win.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
Easy.
That's it.
Perfect. Something to look forward to. 2-0.
Yep.
Not gonna
Sounds
give
good.
him one.
Nah. I mean, unless Nick wants to like have
I
a
tried
bad
to give
draft.
him one today, and it just didn't happen. So
Yeah, I mean,
don't know.
DC's like too bad to win even better draft,
Yeah,
but Lion's not that bad. They can win with a good draft.
yeah.
But they had like this like weird draft as well themselves. Like this Nocturne Zeri 1-2.
And Nocturne's
combination.
1-2. It's crazy.
The frontline backline ADC would dive jungler.
And Zareth.
Yeah. Like airstrike, you know?
Yeah.
They can't dodge
Yeah.
the yeah.
Turn the lights off, and you're just raining shit from above as Nocturne flies in. Your whole
Yeah.
team is just screaming, "What the fuck?"
Just buy Junya first item.
Awesome.
Smart.
That's good.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Cloud9 Kia Forecast. Thank you guys for watching. And let us know down below what you thought of the best of 3 coming back, the Fearless, and what you want to see next time. Thanks.